Let's check in on our April goals while I meal prep some breakfast with you. So in one of my recent podcast episodes, I run the podcast Start Inspired, and I post the episodes on this YouTube channel. I just shared about my April goals and how I break them down into 6 different categories. So since we are through the halfway point of April, I thought that I could come on and just give an update, check in with myself, also check in with you, let you know how I've been doing things. But I also have desperately needed to meal prep some breakfast. I've been loving my overnight oat bowls. So I wanted to meal prep as well, and I thought, let's just do it at the same time. Just knock it all out together. So that is what I am going to be doing. I should have some shorts up on this channel of the overnight oat bowls, but it is pretty simple to make. I've been loving these. I wasn't sure I was gonna be an overnight oat bowl type of gal. But turns out I really love them. It's funny to me too, because as I sit down to make this video, there was a lot of different ways I was planning to do April goals, and I wasn't planning to do it in the kitchen because I just feel like my apartment is not aesthetically pleasing like I feel like so many other videos are, especially in the lifestyle space or the healthy habit space. Everyone always seems to show their super clean, pristine, aesthetic rooms, and I just don't have that. You know, I look at the counters behind me, and I'm actually getting ready to go on a pretty exciting trip in a couple weeks that I have been planning and I am hosting. Behind me, I have a ton of boxes that have to be going out with me, but I thought if I keep putting off this video because I want to be aesthetically pleasing, I'm never gonna post this video. So I have mentioned before on this channel that sometimes I feel a little bit like not as good as the other lifestyle bloggers because I don't have that super clean space all the time, but I like to think that I'm unaesthetic realism, if you will. But to jump into my April goals, so I had a big financial goal. I have a big financial goal for the year of 2023 when it comes to my savings. And my financial goal for April was to take 2 to 4 financial courses that help me work towards my 2023 savings goal. And I have actually hit that. So I did a course. It was a free webinar by Dow Janes. They also have a helpful YouTube channel. I'm actually watching one of their videos right now. I was watching it just before I came in to start making this video. I'm starting with a 3/4 cup of rolled oats and just putting all of those into my little jars here. But I watched a free webinar on women and investing that I found really helpful. And then I also took a course from the Nasty Gal CEO, Sophia Amorosa, I believe was her name. That one was definitely more like women in business focused, but it did also cover finances. And then I am watching a few of the Dow Janes YouTube videos as well. I want to watch a handful of those because they have really good tips and advice. And investing is definitely one thing that I really want to be able to know more of and to understand more of. So I've been doing pretty good on my April financial goals. And I did also, I do own my own small business, which is by SamanthaMarch.com. I have a free Healthy Habits calendar download every other month. For the month of May, it is focused all on money, and it's actually already gone live because the first month is actually pretty intense. There's a lot of work to do to set yourself up for the month of May. So I wanted to get the calendar out earlier than I normally put them out, just to give you time to be able to prep and get ready for it and not have you hit May 1st and be like, oh my gosh, what, there's so much to do. But I am someone who, I went from making $8,000 a year and being about $50,000 in debt, being able to make 6 figures and, you know, running my own business. I am an entrepreneur, and it took me a lot of years, and it wasn't easy, and it was very hard, but I was able to turn my financial situation around. And it's something that I'm very passionate about, especially speaking about to other women, because I think women in finances, we already have so many roadblocks and so many things working against us that I think if we can help each other to become more financial literate and just more educated when it comes to finances, that gives us more confidence, and then we can all just continue to grow and be our best selves. So again, if you want that free download, it is available on BySamanthaMarch.com. I just did a tablespoon of chia seeds in here. So my personal goal was to stick to a night routine on a more consistent basis. This is something that is just hard for me. I've talked about how much I love my morning routine. It's very easy for me to stick to my morning routine, but my night routine is definitely a lot harder. I'm gonna do like a big spoonful of yogurt. So this one is the Silk Greek style vanilla yogurt made with coconut milk. I am trying out to see if using a plant-based yogurt will help me. I have struggled with like digestion in the past and having like some gut issues, and I just want to try to cut back on dairy. So I have like almond milk here that I switched to a while ago. I also have like almond butter, but I was like, oh, I'm doing a lot more yogurt these days and haven't really been feeling the best. So I'm gonna try a plant-based yogurt and see if I like it. And really I'm just doing like a spoonful. And I am prepping 3 bowls here. I don't know if you can see them the best. I link all of my mugs on Amazon in the description box because I think that they are so cute. But again, my night routine, it's just harder for me to stick to, but I think that I've been doing a really good job in April. I haven't hit like every single night, and of course things like weekends, like, you know, that's kind of like time to chill and, you know, try to have a personal life and all of that. But during the week, I have been really good getting into my routine, journaling, doing some reading. I finally finished the book In the Flow, which I really, really enjoyed, which is about cycle syncing and hormone health. So I'm happy that I finished that book. I'm starting Atomic Habits next, which I'm really looking forward to. I know so many people recommend that one as well. I do my journaling every night. I do gratitude journaling. I have been able to, like last night we had a new moon, and I have a moon journal that I do actually sell through my brand on Amazon. And there's different pages for each of the new moons and full moons with some different journal prompts and note pages. So the night before, I was like setting all of my crystals out, and I was doing my journaling, and I also have not turned my TV on in April when it comes to the end of the night. Sometimes I had gotten into the routine of watching like certain documentaries because I was like, oh, watching TV helps me relax and all of that. But I have not turned the TV on. I still feel like I'm on my phone like up until I go to bed. It's so hard for me to put my phone down, but I'm at least not having the TV on. I'm not falling asleep to the TV, and I've definitely been doing earlier and earlier bedtimes, which just helps me wake up earlier in the morning. So my professional goal was to create and launch my May community challenge, which I have gotten a little bit behind on. At the time that I'm filming this, I haven't launched it yet, but I have almost everything ready to go. I did my first community challenge in March, which I absolutely loved. There was live calls with me, there was live chats with me, there was videos, like exclusive videos. I was doing handouts, I was giving worksheets and homework that I was doing, and I had such a good experience, and I hope others did as well. There's a few testimonials on by Samantha March, and the feedback that I was getting from others just made me feel really positive. So I'm just doing like, again, a spoonful of my almond butter here. A lot of times with these recipes, I don't measure a ton, or sometimes I go off another recipe and then I kind of change it a little bit. Like this original recipe called for 1 1/4 cup of milk, and I thought that was too much, so I changed it to a cup. So I'm just doing like a big spoonful of peanut butter. I'm sure this drives people crazy who count like calories and macros, but I don't do that. So I just kind of, you know, do what we will. If you're making this at home, you can definitely tweak and count and measure and all of those things. This is just kind of how I do it. But I really enjoyed doing that one in March, and I felt like I was really making a difference to other people, which is my biggest why, has always been connecting, especially with other women, connecting other women to each other. And it's what fulfills me and drives me for sure. And so I felt so positive after that one for March, and I really still do want to do the money one in May. I actually want it to be longer. I have been finding, like in the first chat, in the first challenge, we had like an Instagram group chat where everyone could chat with one another, and I'm trying to find a different platform for everybody to be able to go to and to post things. Again, so we can all communicate with each other. I feel like so often, I've been doing YouTube since 2015, and I feel like I'm always talking at people, but I'd rather talk with people and have us all communicate with one another. I'm just doing a pinch of Himalayan salt in each one. I'm gonna do a ½ teaspoon of vanilla extract in each. The one for May, like I said, wanted to be longer, wanted to be more community driven. And I do also have this event that I'm doing where I'm gonna be gone almost a full week in May. So then I kind of struggled with myself of can I make sure that I can do everything and have like videos up when I leave? Is it okay not to have a live chat for the week that I'm gone? I'm someone who gets in my own head a lot. I'm a perfectionist. If things aren't perfect, like again, it's just filming this video and my apartment isn't in tip-top shape, so I keep putting it off, that sort of thing. But I try to remember that when I put things out like this, it's actually helping other people, and that's the main goal, point blank. And if I don't put things out there, you know, perhaps doing this challenge and coming up with the homework and the worksheets and the trackers and the budgeting and just being someone where I can help hold people accountable to themselves, and we can have the calls with one another, that can actually make a huge difference to other people. And why would I not at least offer that? That's what I always try to remind myself, is there's nothing wrong with putting an offer out there. But I always want to make sure when I do things like this that it's valuable for other people, it's gonna be beneficial to them, they're gonna take something away. And so to me, I just feel like I wanna make sure I have everything ready to go and in a line, and that way I can launch it. But I am still planning to launch it for May. Again, I do want this to be at least 6 weeks. So even maybe if we start mid-May after I'm back from this trip, and can be a little bit more settled and actually be sleeping better at night, because this trip has been making me very stressed. You know, even if I launch it mid-May and we go from 6 weeks from there, but it's something I'm definitely still planning to do. So my community goal was to attend 3 to 5 events outside of my comfort zone. So I'm trying to think of everything that I have done in April. I did a bar crawl in Las Vegas with Vegas Girls Events, and it was super fun. I'm glad that I went. Got to go to a few new places at Resorts World that I hadn't been to, got to meet some other people, so that was super fun. And then actually in a couple of days, I'm going to something called Nochella. So again, with Vegas Girls Events, she put together something called Nochella, so it's a little bit like festival vibes. I have like a festival outfit coming to me, which I'm really excited about, and hopefully everything like works and fits and all of those things. I also went to the show O I live in Las Vegas, so I went to O at the Bellagio. That was super fun. I went with my attorney actually, and then she had a couple other clients who live in Las Vegas. So I was able, again, to meet some new people. And that show was also incredible. If you are visiting, I would highly, highly, highly recommend it. It's one of like the top rated shows in Las Vegas. And after watching it, I was like, yeah, I totally get that. So I just added about 3/4 to 1 cup of milk in here. And I'm just giving them a good stir. And then I'm just gonna kind of eye them, like, do I think it needs more milk before I add in the remaining ingredients. I also did a new workout class. So I think I did do 5 with the 5th one coming up. I went to something called Legree, which was so hard. If you've heard of reformer Pilates, it's kind of similar to that, but like I described it as being 47 times harder. Oh my gosh, that was such a tough workout, and you do it on a machine called a Megaformer. I mean, I was shaking every single move. I was shaking, but one of my friends here had met an instructor of it. She asked if I wanted to go to an introductory class. Again, sometimes like things that I would say no to just because I do have social anxiety. So sometimes it's hard for me to like say yes to going to things and then to actually get out there and go to the things. But I'm really happy that I did, because it was such a good workout, and I would love to check out more, especially when I'm in like my ovulatory phase and I feel like I have more energy and my workouts are a little bit more like medium to high intensity. I feel like that would be a good class to incorporate. So I have really hit it on my community goal, and I've gotten out there more. And I have to say, like, I'm feeling pretty impressed with myself there. My health goal was no Starbucks. I talked about in the podcast how I have not had Starbucks the entire month of March, and now we're more than halfway through April, and I still have not had any Starbucks. So I'm very proud of myself. I used to be a, you know, 3 times a week, if not 4 times a week, Starbucks girl. And once I realized, like actually looked at the nutrition facts and saw how much sugar I was putting into my body every single day by getting Starbucks so often, I was pretty horrified and wasn't able to go back. An iced chai latte has 42 or 44 grams of sugar, and I was like, nah dog, like I cannot. I'm someone who, since my adrenal PCOS diagnosis, I have really tried to change up my diet, to do less sugar, to bring in more vegetables, to make more meals at home in general. you know, as we meal prep breakfast together. But it's something that I've really tried to work on. And I can say, being a month and a half in, I really just don't even miss it at this point. Like once you, I think I was just more, I was in the routine of like going to Starbucks in the morning. It was just, you know, it became a part of my habits, but it wasn't a great habit. Now, my overall goal is to do at least 3 months no Starbucks and see how I feel. From there, I think I would be fine if I wanted to like incorporate it every once in a while. I'm sure it would be okay type thing. But honestly, it's kind of one of those, like, if I don't need it, why bother to like bring it back into my system, if you will. So I'm just giving everything a good mix, and I feel like it looks really good. These are so, seriously, these are so yummy. Oh, I was gonna do protein powder. I totally forgot. I haven't tried protein powder, and I haven't seen really anyone do protein powder in theirs, but I kind of want to at least try it. I feel like this one I put a little bit more milk in it, just like what I get for just kind of eyeballing things. But I also feel like protein powder is harder to, okay, so this is where, if you're familiar with my other channel, I call myself an undomestic goddess a lot. I'm just wondering if the protein powder will be too like chunky. I'm gonna try it in one. I'm just gonna try it in this one and see what, I probably should have tried it in that one. That would have been smarter since that's a different mug, but I'm just gonna try it. I'm gonna try to mix it in and just see what we think. But I would like to like make sure I'm getting enough protein in the morning. So obviously this made it a little bit thicker right away. I'm just gonna see if I can mix it up good, because I'm kind of struggling with, like, I bought this protein powder, but I'm like, what do I put it in? If anyone has good suggestions, let me know. Sometimes I make like the protein pancakes, make this banana oat mug cake thing for breakfast, but I've really been on these oat bowls. Actually, I think that did pretty good. But then I'm just gonna top them off with chocolate chips, my favorite part. I like to use the brand Lily's, and this is their dark chocolate baking chips. So it is no sugar added. So I literally stock up on these because I still do love me some chocolate. So a lot of times I'll melt down chocolate and coconut oil and I'll dip like fruit in it. I have this recipe up on this channel, but it's like peanuts, it's like peanut butter. There's the chocolate melted on top, and rice cakes. Like I crumbled up some rice cakes. These are really, really good. And then I just pop these in my freezer. I like to have the chocolate where I don't like feel quite as bad using it. So again, I just give everything a little stir, pop the lids on, and then put it in the fridge. That way it will be ready for me to eat in the morning, and it is such a super simple meal prep. Oh, I'm also gonna put a little bit of cinnamon on here too. But for my health goal, I feel like I have been thriving there. A lot of meals at home. Again, I post a lot of recipes over here. And then lastly, we had my self-care goal, which was hair treatments after removing my extensions. I have to say this, I have been slacking. So I got my extensions taken out, but I haven't made my rosemary oil yet. I bought my rosemary. I haven't made the oil yet for my hair. But I have definitely been doing like deep conditioning treatments. I have my scalp massager in the shower that I have been doing. I bought like my hair rollers. I have my blowout brush. I just haven't actually started the hair treatments yet. I also really want to go to a spa here where they do, it's like an hour or 2 hour long scalp treatment, and they like steam your hair and they give you a head massage and like all of these things. My friend went and she was super impressed with it. So I really want to check them out as well. Again, the trip that I have coming up has definitely been keeping me super busy, but I would really like to get there. So I feel like out of all of my goals, that's actually the one that I've been slacking on the most, which is so sad. But I am definitely planning to do better and see if doing any of these treatments help out my hair growth and my hair journey now that I am extension free. So those were my April goals. Those were my check-ins. I feel like I'm doing a pretty good job actually on my goals. I think it's really nice to list them out, and I like to list them by category so it's not as overwhelming. You get to pick one thing to focus on in each category, and then I said to pick 1 or 2 that are kind of your main priorities to work on. So that is how I kind of go after my goals. And I hope that you enjoyed listening and watching this little recipe. I'm so glad I have a few breakfasts lined up so I can just grab them out of my fridge. I can put down the recipe that I used below as well, but I hope you enjoyed watching me meal prep while we talked about goals. I'd love to know what are some of your April goals and how are you doing on them. Please let me know in the comments, or let me know what you are meal prepping, because I'm always looking for more ideas. I think I'm actually going to start to marinate a chicken next, so I don't know who I am either. We will see how I do. But thank you so much for watching. Don't forget that free download is on bysamanthamarch.com, and the next episode of Start Inspired will be up over here shortly.